What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another round of the Quarantine Chronicles. Today we're going to look at static and dynamic stretching and why it's important and when to do it. Okay, first off, let's go ahead and define what static stretching means and what dynamic stretching means. Static stretch is stretch held in a challenging yet comfortable position for a period of time, generally of 10 to 30 seconds. Okay, so this is kind of like your sit and reach type stretching. Now, our dynamic stretching can be defined. Active movements where joints can go through a full range of motion. It can be functional and mimic the movement of activity that you're about to perform. Let's talk about why it's important to do your dynamic stretching at the beginning and then your static stretching at the end, and why static stretching at the beginning of your workout is more detrimental than it is helpful. Let's talk about temperature of the tendons, temperatures of the muscles and ligaments, your core temperature, things like that. The whole idea of a warm-up is to warm up the body. Now, this isn't just because we want to get a sweat going and it makes us feel good. What happens is elasticity of the myotendinous junction relies on temperature for snapback. Right? Imagine that whole structure, your muscles and your tendons, the things that pull on bones and allow for movement. All right, it's a rubber band. If you pull that rubber band, you get a lot of tension in the middle, right? So once you get that tension, you want to let go, and it snaps. All right, that's going to be our force, our concentric force. Pull the stretch on our ligaments, pow, they pop. That leads to us being able to jump higher, be more explosive. Now, it's reliant upon temperature. That's why we do a dynamic warm-up first. If we do static stretching beforehand, meaning we do our sit and reach, you will get a pull on that rubber band that we keep talking about, and it won't snap back as hard. It'll come and it'll just slowly. You have losses in concentric force when you static stretch when you are cold. That's why we do a dynamic warm-up first. That means we're up and we're jumping and we're moving and we're swinging and we're moving our arms. Functional move, taking joints through a full range of motion and warming them up. That allows us to be more forceful when we go into our strength activities or go into our game activity. Thus, you get the name warm-up, okay? So, is it bad to static stretch beforehand? Not necessarily, it's just not as good as dynamic stretching, but it's much better than not doing anything if we look at it from an injury perspective. Dynamic stretching is greater than static stretching is greater than nothing. Both will lead to decreases in injury. Dynamic stretching will lead to a greater decrease. So let's talk about static stretching. Static stretching is like your sit and reach. We'll go through our workouts, we'll go through a dynamic warm-up, and we'll end up going from general to specific. We'll go through our workout, we'll do our core work, we'll do our conditioning, whatever the day may bring us. Then it's optimal time to go into our static stretching, those sit and reach or stretch and hold type positions. This will increase overall mobility and flexibility of the joint and or muscle being stretched, and again will lead to decreases in injury overall. It's advantageous to always program static stretching in after activity because, again, bringing my point full circle, mobility nature of that myotendinous unit is dependent upon temperature. We want us to be warm before we go do our stretch and holds. That's why we always do our range of motion warm-up. The whole idea of a general warm-up is to increase core temperature and increase blood circulation in order to heat up the muscles, ligaments, and tendons in prep for more vigorous activity. So, moral to the story and the take-home message, always do your dynamic stretching first before you go through all of your activities, and program in your static stretching after. If this helped in your programming and your training, remember you can reach me through email, jeff@njfast.com, and go to our website, njfast.com, and continue to follow us on social media at njfast, okay? You can also give us a call, 732-251-5224. Hope you guys have a great day. Be well and be safe. See you tomorrow.